that my personal meetings with British officials here in London begin and end with appeal to increase the pressure on Russia to abide by these international commitments, including the Minsk Agreement, and to force her to stop aggression, release all Ukrainian political prisoners detained in the territory of Russian Federation, particularly Nadia Savchenko, Alex Sentsov, and others. I don't want to mention everybody. And every day we work with them, together with you. Of course, we would like more assistance from the country, like Great Britain, which signed Budapest Memorandum as a guarantor of our security and territorial integrity. And we hope that such assistance will be increased, especially on military terms. Obviously, all our goals could be achieved only with your support. I mean, Ukrainian community, first of all, on who support Ukraine in this difficult time. It is our common task, and I said everybody of us has its own contribution, has its own responsibility in our common cause. And I am confident that all together we will win that war and will defend our independence. And taking this opportunity, I would like more time on behalf of the Ukrainian government, thanks all of you, the Ukrainian community, for your contribution, for your prompt reaction on the needs of Ukrainian society. Sometimes you know better even its needs than some of our officials in the corridors of Ukrainian ministries and agencies. Let me assure that your assistance and your help highly appreciated by the Ukrainian authorities and by those who get it. This exhibition, as well as all activities of charity organization of Ukrainian Aid, which is well known in Ukraine, devoted to the salvation of lives of our Ukrainian soldiers and their rehabilitation. And it's my great pleasure now to give the floor to representative of this organization, Tatiana, for words of introduction and presentation of this project.
Thank you all for coming, and I'm delighted that so many of you can be together with us for the preview of the exhibition Fragile Independence. It is a charitable exhibition, and all proceeds will go towards humanitarian aid for the victims of the conflict and humanitarian crisis in the eastern Ukraine. Our organization, Ukraine Aid, would like to make a real difference to the lives of the injured and wounded, often children, the elderly, and the families who lost their breadwinners in the eastern Ukraine. These people have fallen victims of events very tragic, which are not of their making. Their life stories are common and tragic at the same time. They show the scale of the human crisis and personal tragedy. Roman is one of the recently released Ukrainian prisoners of war. He was brutally tortured by Russian-backed separatists. Roman, at the moment, is undergoing intensive care at Kyiv Military Hospital, and we hope he will be better very soon. Roman and people like him require our attention and our help. Other case and person we take care is Ofa. Ofa's case highlights another very burning issue: the need to address the problem of post-traumatic stress disorder. It is becoming a very widespread problem in Ukraine. The unbearable problem of Ofa's wartime experiences, he is only 24, led him to a failed suicide attempt. Ofa suffered multiple fractures and hematoma of the brain. Ukraine Aid has succeeded in raising funds, £2,147, to pay for his second month of medical treatment at the Neurological Clinical Center in Kyiv. Hundreds of people in Ukraine endured similar, dispiriting, life-changing events and need urgent help and assistance with their medical treatment and rehabilitation. How can we, Ukraine Aid, help them? As a part of our long-term project aiming to help with prosthetics in Ukraine, our team, with the help of our donors, purchased and delivered a bionic hand to Afatec service clinic specializing in prosthetics in Ukraine, to support rehabilitation those who lost their limbs during armed conflict in the eastern Ukraine. The training bionic hand was developed by one of the leading UK-based company, RSL Steeper Technology. With your help and support, very soon bionic prosthetics will be available in Ukraine. On behalf of Ukraine, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to the Charge d'Affaires, Igor Kuzin, and to the Embassy of Ukraine for hosting of the preview of the exhibition. On 17th September, the exhibition will be presented to political and diplomatic audience here at the Embassy. And on 19th and 20th September, it will be shown at the Ukrainian Community Center, which is next door from here at 154 Holland Park Avenue. You will see almost 100 photographs. We are very grateful to Volodymyr Pavlyuk, the head of Association of Ukrainians in London, for his constant support and cooperation all this time. And of course to our initiative group, to Yulia Shiyan, to Katya Biela, Katya Zhukova and Igor Grisko, I can't see them at the moment, but if you have any question about the exhibition, the later will be happy to help you. Once again, thank you very much for your support and interest. Thank you. I'm glad to introduce Yulia Shiyan. She is one of the member of this initiative group who initiated this project. Thank you very much.
Hi everyone. Thank you so much for coming to the preview of our exhibition, Fragile Independence. I hope you will enjoy it. Oh, sorry. All right. This exhibition is dedicated to those who is risking their lives on daily basis to help our country. And as Tatiana said, all the proceeds from this exhibition will go towards helping those who've been affected by the war in the east of Ukraine. With this exhibition, we wanted to show you Ukraine slightly different from the one you see in the news. Ukraine as a beautiful, culturally rich country, which been torn apart by the war. Ukraine, as many of us who was born and raised there, and those who are fighting to protect it, see it. And now I would like to say, to invite my friend Katya, who will introduce the preview and tell you a few words about the photographers who have kindly offered their pictures to us. Thank you.
So 2 points really. Well, one of them is that we have an artist here today, one of the photographers over there. You can come and talk to him, and one of his pictures are on this board here. So the other thing is I want to draw your attention to one of the photographs on that stand, which shows one of the defenders of Donetsk airport. And Donetsk airport has become a symbol for many Ukrainians of their struggle for freedom and independence. And it was taken by the photographer of Los Angeles Times, Sergei Loika, who was the only photographer who gained access to the airport during this horrific battle. And he spent 4 days living with the soldiers and documenting their life and struggle there. We have one of the images there, which you can see, but during the full exhibition in September, you'll see many more from this series. Secondly, when you came in, you would have seen a film playing. Here, we're going to show it to you. This film forms sort of a central concept of this whole exhibition, because it shows family members of the men who are currently stationed and fighting in the east of Ukraine. It's by a Ukrainian film director called Ivan Kravchushin. And when I asked him what he thought about this, what was this project about, he said he wanted to make something for the men to remind them of what they are protecting back home. And I guess this film is a bridge between the two themes that we are drawing in this exhibition: the history, culture, beauty of Ukraine and its people, and the horror, the tragedy and destruction and senselessness of the war. And lastly, I think, I'm sure that you coming here means a lot to many Ukrainians back home, the artists themselves, the soldiers and their families. So, thank you.
Шляхи далекі, стигле мовчать.
Hi, my name is Yulia Shiyan.
What are you doing here today? Tell us about this exhibition and how it became that you arranged this exhibition.
Well, I always wanted to help my country, especially now when there is a conflict going on and so many people dying. And so one day I have, called all my friends and said we need to do something. And this concept did not come to us straight away. It was, we've been actually listening to people. All happens, I don't know, for the reason or something. So the first time we met in Ukrainian club, we met Pani Daria, and she told us about you need to open up it to the British public. So I somehow got this idea, and then we wanted to do some different ideas, but then one of my friends said, maybe exhibition will be great. And then we went to present to Tatiana and Ukraine Aid, and they said, yeah, it's a good idea. And then it all got developed, and then they introduced us to Katya Biele, and still by then it wasn't the concept which we wanted, but then one by one it's just developing every day, so we're flying the plane as we're building it.
Right. Could you tell us what are you planning to achieve with this exhibition? What is the aim of it?
So basically there are two reasons. So one is to bring more attention to the conflict which is going on in Ukraine, to increase the awareness, because now the Ukrainian conflict have disappeared from the British television, and I want people to know about it. And if people will talk about it, then we will we will be able to achieve something. We need the support of the world community to bring peace in Ukraine. And the other thing was to really help those people. Like when I received the story, like when Tatiana sent me the story of this Arthur guy, like it was so like tragic, like his life will never be the same. So in some way, like in Britain there is a possibility people can donate money, and the pound, the exchange between pound and hryvnias is so different, so even £1 will make a big difference. So two reasons: to let people know, and the other one is to help.
You personally, what kind of emotions are you experiencing when you're looking at these pictures, when you're looking at the drawings of young kids?
It makes me really sad. I just still can't believe that it's happening to my country. For example, since I was 3, I was going to Crimea with my grandma every year. And in 2013, I was there the last time. And if someone told me at that time that such thing will happen to Ukraine, I would never believe. When I was living in Ukraine, I left when I was 16. I never believed who would want to attack Ukraine? I mean, we don't have this atomic weapons, we don't have terrorists, we don't attack anyone. I just thought even the army service is some kind of a tick which you need to do. It's not that important. I would never believe in what's have happened. So yeah, it's really sad for me, really sad, and I really believe that we will finally, the peace will come, and that Ukraine will become a great country.
And lastly, if you would please tell the public when can they attend the exhibition, and what's the address, when is it going to happen?
So the exhibition will take place on the 19th and 20th of September in the Ukrainian Social Club, which is 154 Holland Park. And the exhibition will start on the 19th from 3:30 and it will last till 10 o'clock, and then it will start at 10 in the morning on the 20th and will finish at 3:30 in the afternoon, and then there will be a small interval in between, and then at 4 o'clock there will be a concert which is dedicated to the independence of Ukraine, so you will be able to hear people who sing in Ukrainian, dance in Ukrainian, so you can have the whole experience of Ukraine.
It's a real cultural experience there. We hope that many people will attend your exhibition, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
My name is Igor Hrytsko, and I was helping with the exhibition, which was initiated as an idea by Yulia to show the different sides of Ukraine, mainly because what you hear in the news at the moment, it's only about the crisis. And every single day you see everything that's bad about Ukraine, and what Yulia and what we were trying to show is that there is a beautiful part to the country which, because of all this media upheaval, is actually put to the side and people don't actually see it. The idea of this project is to increase awareness of people of how Ukraine is, possibly let them visit it at some point in their lives, because it's a beautiful country. And unfortunately, over the last year and a half, 2 years, we had a lot happening there, and obviously we're trying to reassure people this is not what the Ukraine is about, that Ukraine is about the beauty as well. And there is a contrast, as you can see, there is a contrast between the war and the peace. So the peaceful Ukraine, you can see the beautiful landmarks, and the main exhibition on the 19th and the 20th of September will be showing actually 4 parts. There will be 4 parts. I'm not going to be talking much about it because obviously we would like everybody to come and see for themselves. But there is a contrast. So we are showing the landmarks, we are showing the rich history, we are showing the rich tradition of Ukraine, the national identity, if you may say so, as well as what is currently happening in the east of the country, which is actually the country is torn apart by the conflict. And when Yulia came to me and said that she wanted to make a difference, she wanted to make something, she wanted to do something about, like, do your small part, if you say. I just thought it was a great idea, and obviously we tried. It helped as much as we could. Obviously, it was her idea. She got in touch with the Ukraine Aid charity, which helped us a lot to put this project into action. All the proceeds, as you know, they're going to the Ukraine Aid charity from the charitable exhibition, as well as on the website, which is fragileindependence.org. And what we are trying to show is that the list of people that need our help is really long, but you have to start somewhere. You need to start. Somebody needs to do something. And what I believe personally, and I hope, maybe I'm just being optimistic, but what I believe is every person is able to make a difference if they just try. If they just try. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we hope to see you in September as well.
We most certainly did. And just lastly, could you tell us what sort of emotions are you experiencing when you're looking at these pictures, when you're looking at the drawings, and what sort of emotions do you actually want from people?
What sort of emotions? It's hard to explain because every person sees a photograph, sees a painting in their own different way. But what we are expecting, what we hope they would see is that no matter how bad things can get, there is always a brighter side. There's always something still good, and that good needs to be cherished, needs to be expanded, needs to be developed. And as a result, hopefully this will come in short terms, that this side of the board will be empty and we will only have the other 2 sides.
Let's hope so.
My name is Tanya Vovnyanko, and I'm one of the founder and volunteer of Ukraine Aid.
Could you tell us how did Ukraine Aid get involved in this charitable project, and what can you tell us about it?
It was a very unusual way and very unexpected for us. Julia, who is one of the members of this initiative group, they just came for the meeting with their idea and with some drafts, and we started to talk, and that's it. That's how it started.
What is the aim of this exhibition?
The aim of the exhibition to attract more attention to issue we have in Ukraine, because unfortunately Ukraine not anymore at the news headlines. And at this exhibition we wanted to show what country Ukraine is, what the beauty and what the tragedy we have at the moment.
What kind of emotions do you personally experience when you're looking at these pictures, especially at the drawing of young kids?
It's various emotions, because here we have a peaceful country. We have photos which represent our front line, and they're taken by the soldiers and active volunteers visiting front line very often. And we have pictures of our children, and I remember one picture where one very, very young girl, she wrote, "I'm not afraid of the Ukrainian soldiers, they defend me." And I think we all feel the hope that everything will be solved very soon.
And if you'd like to take this opportunity to invite other people, we will most certainly put it widespread.
Of course, we are very welcome to come, and we'll actually welcoming people to come and see, because more photographers will be presented. It's a unique opportunity to see them here, and the quality of the photos there is excellent. So,
when is it going to happen and where?
exhibition in fall will be shown on 19th, 20 September at Ukrainian Community Center at 154 Holland Park Avenue.
And just last question, who came up with the name and why Fragile Independence?
It was Yulia, Katya and Igor. That was the idea. And I think they meant that independence is very hard to have, very hard to defend, and it's very, very fragile. You can lose at any moment.
It's great that we have you. Thank you very much for such opportunity, and thanks for having us here.
Thank you very much for all your questions, and I hope you will come at our exhibition.
Hi, what brought you here today to the exhibition?
I received an invitation and decided to come because I'm interested in post-conflict areas. I work in prosthetics, so artificial limbs. Yeah.
Could you tell us what kind of emotions do you feel when you look at these pictures, especially the drawing of young kids?
I just think it's great to use images to spread the word. It's so much, there's a lot of emotion in every image, and I think it's great that the images that are here are particularly positive, actually. So emotions came to me because I work with prosthetics and also with people who have been affected by war and have been interviewing people as well, is that the images were really positive and the beauty of things have been shown as well. So, and that's very not often the case. You often get the very sad image and it's trying to tug on human emotions, yes, but this is more reality because there's beauty and hell in one place, yeah.
Could you tell us also, do you think it's important to present such exhibitions to the public?
I think it's great to have something that's very specific. So very much the images we see every day are really broad and don't mean very much, but these are about a story. So I think it's good to find the story through the pictures. Yeah.
Have you heard a lot about the conflict before you came here?
Yes, I had, and I was interested as well. I sort of looked at that, yes.
So you knew the story behind the pictures?
I knew the story behind the pictures because I've been involved in writing a bid for Ukraine development. But actually only since January, to be honest. I've seen it, and because I'm involved in knowing about conflict situations, it was just another conflict, but this has brought it home. Yeah, it makes it different.